How do you do an SAT math problem fast? That's the big question on most people's minds. Many of us are able to do the problems that we think, but you're either running out of time completely or you're barely finishing at the last possible second with no time to check your work, just rushing at the end, making all kinds of careless mistakes. And I want to show you what it actually means to work through this quickly. By the way, when I took the GRE and the GMAT, not only did I get perfect scores on both, I finished both with well over an hour to spare. And I want to show you in this video the way you need to think about SAT math problems in order to be able to do them fast. There are two components to the speed with which you do an SAT math problem. The first is the number of steps. The more steps you do, the longer it's going to take. The second is the amount of time per step. If each step takes you longer, obviously the whole process will take you longer. Now, most people focus on making the individual steps faster. In other words, not finding a way to do it in fewer steps, but rather doing it in a large number of steps and just doing each of the steps very, very fast. This is ultimately very, very ineffective. To actually do this faster, you need to learn how to find these quick, elegant solutions. You need to make sure you're solving every SAT question in 5 steps or less. So let's take a look at this problem that you've already looked at. This is the correct solution. And we see that if you include writing the question down, it's 4 steps. Now, if we compare that to this solution, the school-approved solution, well, you have 2 steps here, a couple more here, then all this. Then you use the quadratic formula. Then you plug in and solve for b. Then you do a minus b. There's quite a few steps here, say maybe 20 steps. This has 4 steps. So for this method, this difficult, clunky method to be as effective as this quick and efficient method, you would have to do the steps 5 times as fast. You'd have to go through those steps 5 times as fast, and that is just not realistic. It's just not realistic at all. In order to do the steps 5 times as fast, you'd have to work so quickly that you'd certainly end up making all kinds of ridiculous, careless mistakes. So the way to get fast at this is to start to train your mind to look for more efficient solutions. Suppose you've solved a math problem, an SAT math problem in 25 steps. Your next step is not to go to the next question, but to take the time, whether that's hours or days, to find a 5-step solution, a 5-step or less solution. If you're using an SAT training book and the solution inside the book is a 10 or 20 step solution, throw that book away, get a better book. If you're in a Vora method class, of course we're going to show you how to do this in 5 steps or less, but realistically, if you're using a halfway decent book, Barron's book or something like that, it's going to show you how to do these very, very quickly. It is not sufficient to just find some kind of an answer, some kind of a 25-step solution. You must, if you want to finish these quickly, always be looking for these fast, efficient solutions, finding the short 5-step or less solutions, no matter how long it takes. That's how you're going to build up your speed. Now notice, during that training process, you might spend a lot of time learning how to do that. It takes a long time to get so good at something that you can do it quickly. So during the training phase, you might spend hours or days finding those efficient solutions. That's an essential part of the problem. That's how you're going to train your mind to find these efficient methods so that you can do every SAT math question in 5 steps or less and have an amazing SAT score and finish the SAT, every SAT math section with time to spare.